Hello everyone, welcome back to Nails and Sunflowers, or welcome if you're new. In today's video we are gonna do my own nails. I changed them every week for December. I did 4 nail sets, they're all up on my Instagram, you can check them out. But for New Year's I wanted something different, with more sparkle and rhinestones and all the bling. So yeah, this is me basically prepping all my tools. I always season my e-file, not my e-file, my file, my hand file, which is a 180 grit file. Stalex, as always. This is the last set that I did, also quite 3D, but I only wore it for a week and I already lost some rhinestones and some lost their color. I don't know what I did wrong. Definitely did something wrong because it's not usually the case, but it's fine. So basically right now I am removing the last set with a green abrasive mark carbide bit on 35 rotations per minute. And I love this bit. I don't remember where it's from. I'm going to try and find it and link it. But it's basically my favorite bit to remove at the moment. What I was wearing is a mixture of a cut-eye gel from Nails of the Day, I'm pretty sure. And then a dark, well, I can't speak, sorry. And then it's like a see-through red from the brand Dark by Rior, I think it's called. I am loving their Vitrage collection. I bought like 6 colors from them and I've used so many on clients. They love them and they're just so pretty. They have this syrupy feeling about them. Yogurt, I suppose, or something. They're really cool. In any case, I did this so the cut-eye would be more red and not so pink. And here you can see me try and remove all the rhinestones and the caviar bits and everything. I found out as I was doing this that I do not have a pair of old nippers that I could take all of this off with. Weirdly, and I honestly don't want to ruin one of the 3 new ones that I have for pedicures. So I ended up removing the rhinestones and caviar bits with the carbide bit because they are plastic. Let's be honest, they are not metal. The caviar bits are metal, but they're so tiny they just fly out. I think you can see it sometimes as I'm removing them. But the rhinestones they're from Temu or Shein, one of the two, and they are plastic, let's be honest. So yeah, then for the big charm, you're gonna see later on that I grabbed one of my old scissors that I have for like stickers and forms and such. They're not for cuticles, obviously, and I use those to just try and remove it because I am not gonna try and file down the big bow with the e-file. Just not gonna happen. I have to be honest with you guys, these nails did not turn out as I was imagining in my head, but it was the very first time I was trying to do proper shapes with rhinestones and not just, the usual rhinestone placement as in a necklace or something like that. Like I was really trying for it to be a tree shape and a wreath shape, and it just did not come out as I wanted it to be, but it's fine. It's my own nails, not a client's, that's why I do it, so it's okay. They were cute, but yeah, just not very practical either. The bow was catching all my hair, everything, and before you jump at me and say, oh yeah, you should have top coated it, blah blah blah, I did. But you can see the bow is much bigger than my nail. So the sides always got stuck in things, no matter what I did. Here you see the old scissors. I'm just trying to remove this very carefully, and we keep going. With the ring finger, these are they're plastic, but I'm not sure where I got them from. I have like tree shapes as well, tiny tree shapes, as well as the snowflakes, and I don't know. They were cute, so I used them, but don't ask me where they're from because I honestly don't remember. And now again with the carbide bit, just taking off all the top coat and the glue gel, and I'm not taking off much of the structure gel because these have been on for not even a week, I think. So I am gonna keep the structure and just paint on top of them, as you're gonna see. I'm not gonna redo the gel except on 2 nails that need lifting. That sounds wrong, but the tip of my nail, they grow back downwards, so I need to lift the tip so they don't look like claws, pretty much. And that's usually my index finger and my pinky. So for the rest of them, I'm not removing the gel. And for these 2, I'm not removing the gel either, but I am gonna do gel on top. And whereas for the rest, I'm not gonna bother. Also, because the nails you are gonna see me doing, I'm not gonna wear for long either. I'm probably gonna wear them for like 10 days or something. Because on the 10th or 11th or 12th, I plan on doing my first set of 2025. Happy New Year, by the way, everybody. I'm sorry, should have said that earlier, shouldn't I? Yeah, I hope you all have an amazing year. Yeah, the first set and my birthday set, actually. My birthday is on the 13th. And I always do blue nails. They have to have something blue, deep blue, dark blue, electric blue, something blue. Not baby blue, but you know, something cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I do know that I'm gonna do them. So I'm gonna remove the set I'm doing in about 10 days. So I don't really mind to be too precise either with the gel polish application or anything. I'm not going under the cuticle, and I'm not gonna do much of a Russian manicure or something with my cuticles. Just gonna scrape off that tissue from the nail plate, and so I don't get any lifting, and that's about it. And now you can see me so gracefully work with my left hand. Can you tell I am right-handed? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I decided to keep all the footage. I usually don't. I usually only record me doing my left hand with my dominant hand. But this time I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna let you enjoy this because it looks so wrong in so many ways. And I'm sure if you are a DIYer or if you're a nail tech doing your own nails, you know the struggle, you really do. And yeah, it's just weird, to be honest. I'm so out of control that I tend to move more my right hand than I do my left hand when I'm working. But yeah, I just go into weird angles with my wrists and my hand and my fingers just so I can get everything out without hurting myself. You know what I mean? And yes, I was wearing different nails on my right hand and my left hand. They were quite similar in the sense that I had thumb and pinky with the cut eye on both, and then index, middle, and ring finger with 3D and charms and everything, but they weren't exactly the same. So next you can see me prep my nails. There's not much to prep, as I said, there's not much growth. They've been on for a week. But I am gonna just try and take out any lifting that may occur, refine the shape, and refined? No, what did I say? I don't know. Just shape them again so they look exactly how I want them to look. And as I said, index and pinky need some lifting on the tip. They grow so downwards. And I don't think I corrected them last time. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. But for now, I'm just opening up the pores, of the nail with my 180 grit file. And now just making sure that both my hands have the same length. It's really hard for them to be the same length. I don't know. I find that hand filing with my non-dominant hand is the hardest thing of all, besides obviously hand painting. But application, I can manage. Some sort of cuticle work without hurting myself, I can manage. Removal also, I can manage. But hand filing and shaping, I feel like it's the worst. I don't know, I always get something wrong. And then I'm always in a rush because doing your own nails takes like 3 times the amount of time it usually takes you to do a manicure. So you're so tired, you just want to be done. And then the next day when I look at my nails, I'm like, how did you miss this? How did you miss this? How did you miss this? And I start finding all these mistakes that I made that at the time, in the moment, I don't see. And it's really annoying, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's probably my perfectionism talking, so it's fine. As I said, hand filing is the hardest. So I actually open up the nail pores on my right hand with a sandband. Sandband? Yeah, I think that's the name. A mandrel bit with a sanding band. That's it. And that's actually a 240 grit one at 3,000 rotations per minute. I have it like on the lowest I can, just to like, you know, buff the nail so there's no shine in it and the product actually sticks, but I don't want to be rough on it. I'm not doing anything, you know, harsh. And then after that, with my orange wood stick, I'm just going to push back and lift a little bit the cuticles. But as I said, I am not going to do Russian manicure. I'm only going to buff whatever cuticle is stuck on the nail, so I don't get lifting. But I'm not going to do any scissor work. I'm not going to do any of that. I didn't really have the time to do it, and I couldn't be bothered. Like, I had done this a week before. It was enough. My cuticles don't grow that much either way. It's not that I have really sticky ones or thick ones or anything. They're quite thin. I have sensitive skin and I don't have much, to be honest, to cut to begin with, let alone if it's been only a week since I did my last Russian manicure. So as you can see with my red abrasive mark flame bit at, I think this was 15,000 rotations per minute, I'm just not really caring about lifting, but just cleaning off any dead skin. So yeah, I basically go forward on my left side wall and reverse on my right side wall on both hands just to clean it off. And then I turn it down to 8,000 rotations per minute, as you can see now. And I'm buffing the skin. First with the flame bit and then same rotation with my silicone bit. And because I do like my nails to be as thin as possible and look as thin as possible, but still strong obviously, I go underneath the nail with a carbide bit that's like super thin at 22,000 rotations per minute, just to make the nails look as natural as possible and also to avoid lifting on the tip of the nails. And after I've done that, I could have done this after the gel application that I'm gonna do now, but oh well. I do dehydrator and primer and a rubber base, really thin coat as always. And I'm gonna do this on all nails. And then you're gonna see I am gonna do gel application on index and pinky to lift the tip. But on the rest of them, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm only gonna do the rubber base and then whatever design on top. for the actual gel application, when you want to lift nails that grow downwards, what I would recommend right now, I'm doing it just to lift them up, so I'm not doing any structure. The structure is already there, so I'm just trying to apply like a thick layer on the tip of the nail and trying to make it so that the apex of the nail, or the structure nail, and the tip are more or less at the same level, so then when I file, I can actually file underneath and lift the nail up. If I was to do this when the nail has no structure gel on it, I would do it differently. Let me know if you want a video on that, and I can do like an in-depth video about how I would do this if this was like a nail with nothing on it. But as I said, because I already have gel and I already have a structure there, I'm just trying to lift them up a bit so they don't look so much as claws. And I do need to do this on both my hands, but for some reason I decided to file my left hand first before doing the gel application on the other hand, which makes no sense because, as you can see, I'm trying to make them the same length, and that's hard when... anyway, I'm a bit of a mess, you know that already. So basically you just want to be careful not to overfile the side walls and to get the... to not, let's say, overfile the structure. You only want like an overview from top and from the sides to be as you want it to be shape-wise, and then you go with the small tiny carbide bit that I showed you before under the nail and just polish it so it looks like it's your nail. It's harder to explain with words than actually seeing it. I hope as you watch the video it actually makes sense in your head. But yeah, as you can see now, I'm just going under the nail and trying to perfect it pretty much. I also struggle a lot filing my pinkies. I find that first of all, they grow to the side, so I always have to correct that, and they grow downward, so I have to correct that as well. But oh well. As you can see, I did do the same on my right hand, but for some reason the footage is gone. I don't know, but it was the same, just exactly as you saw on my left hand on my right one. And then we move on to design. After some debating and trying things, I decided to go with the Luna Moon. I think this is, what is it, platinum gel? This is the number 5 or 6, it's the deepest one. This is number 5. It's like this silver one, really shiny with a black sort of base. Ever since I got it, I said I want to use this for New Year's, so here it is. I decided to do yet again, as so many times, thumb and pinky the same, just plain full glitter. I'm using the top coat that I would use for glitter foil, loose things that may get on the top coat brush, and then you don't want the bottle to be, full of glitters. So I have a designated top coat for those things, one with UV protection and another one without. It's from DNKA, I think, and I really like it. So because this gel, it is a gel, it's not really a loose glitter, but I don't know, I was afraid that maybe the top coat I would use would catch some of those, so I used this one. But you can use any top coat. I decided to use without UV protection for those 2 nails, and then with UV protection for the other 3. It's really shiny, and the shine lasts, which is something that I look forward on a top coat. I'm still wearing these nails a week later, I think it is now, and they're just as shiny. So now the fun begins. For my middle finger, I decided to do for the very first time a necklace nail with caviar beads and rhinestones. Now, do keep in mind it's my first time. I have like what's it called, like a map of rhinestone sizes that I'm following on my iPad in front of me. And I think that really helps. If you don't have access to that, or you don't have somewhere to, sort of paint your design, I would suggest you do this on top of a platform, like a surface first. See how it looks, if you like it, and then apply it on the nail. Don't play around on the nail, because it just gets so runny, especially with caviar bits. But when it's just rhinestones, maybe you can get away with it. But because I wanted to use like caviar beads in a line, if I were to play with it on the nail, it would have been such a disaster, I feel like. So I'm really glad I did this on my iPad and then like mapped it out there and then moved on to the actual thing. This ended up being one of my favorite nails of 2024. I'm not even kidding you. I don't know, it just looks shiny and pretty and feminine in a way, which I rarely wear. I find that my nails are really, I don't know, like not classic, you know what I mean? I'm so out there with my nails. And this felt like, not classic, but I don't know, I just really like it. That's it, I love it. So I did the bulk of the rhinestones in the middle in sort of this V shape, elongated, it's a word, downwards, and then I did the caviar bits to like replicate the chain of the necklace or something, to the sides and downwards as well. And as you can see, I added that one rhinestone in the cuticle area. I felt like it gave balance to it all. Working with caviar beads is quite difficult. I did use my rhinestone glue to do so. If you're not comfortable with that, I would suggest using like a dense base or gel you might have around. Coat them in that on a surface and then apply them on the nail. It's just hard. You have to be patient with it. You have to really move them around until you're happy with them. It probably won't come out perfect the first time, but you know what? Practice makes perfect and you'll get there. I'm not even saying these are perfect, like this nail is not perfect at all, but as long as you're happy with it, who cares? And yeah, you can just move them around before curing them anyway. So after I'm happy with that, I go over with the UV top coat, as I said, just around. I'm trying not to go over the rhinestones. If you fancy, you could use the same rhinestone gel, let's say, on top of them to keep the shine. But for some reason that didn't work with me with my last set, so I avoided it. And so far so good, not gonna lie. It's been a week, they're all shiny and I lost none of them, not even a caviar bit, which I was scared I would. So yeah, maybe just do what feels right for you. To be honest, I went around the rhinestones but over the caviar bits with the top coat. And now with the same platinum gel, I'm just fading it to do a sort of faded French on my index finger. And what I'm gonna do with the stamps, because you're not really gonna see them in white, if I do it on top of that as it is, I'll do white fade out in the sort of middle of the nail, both on my index and on my ring finger. The only difference is on my ring finger, I did go with one coat only of the platinum gel all over the nail before doing the faded white. I'm also very sorry for all the times that I go out of frame. I'm still working on it. I recorded this in 2 different days. I first did the whole gel and everything, and then the design I did afterwards, I recorded it later. For some reason, I think I moved my tripod a little slightly, so I thought I was in frame because when I started recording I was, but because I moved the tripod by mistake, I was filming in a different angle than I originally was. So I was going out of frame a lot more during the design than I was before. I'm really sorry about that. I'm working on it. I'm trying to find ways to maybe mirror what I'm filming on something, but it's hard. I have to pay for everything. Every app that I found about it, I have to pay. And honestly, I'm not gonna pay for that. So yeah, I just went for stamps. I did snowflakes on my ring finger and a present on my index because I'm Spanish and we still have King's Day left, which is the 6th of January, when we do give our presents. We do not exchange presents on Christmas Day or anything. We do it on January 6th. So just to, keep a little bit of a tradition, I kept this present stamp on my index finger because no, I am not going to change my nails before that. I refuse to change my nails now for New Year's, then for the 6th of January, and then for my birthday. Just not going to happen. For my right hand, I did all the same steps, but I changed the stamps and the rhinestone position slightly as well. The stamps, I did the snowflakes on my index, and then I did a Happy New Year on my ring finger. And instead of the full necklace for my middle finger, I just did a few rhinestones on the side, and then as if it was like the end of the necklace, caviar beads going up, something like that. And this is the finished result. I really hope you guys liked it. I love my nails. I have been wearing them for a week and I still have a few days left. Have a lovely 2025 and see you. Bye bye.